happy Wednesday. Gonna give everybody just a minute or two to get on. So today I've got some really fun things I want to share with you. Today we are going to play with a few different sets that play really well together. So we're going to use BrutusMonroe product, but I am going to mix a little bit of Sizzix in there because Sizzix. Who said hi?
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Just make sure the camera's nice and straight. So this die set is by Eileen and Sizzix, and it makes this really cute shadow box. And so I thought it would be fun to use some of the dies that come in this set and incorporate a few BrutusMonroe products in there too. And just, they play, like I said, really well together. And so let's just get started on that. So first of all, let me grab the dies out so you can see what comes in this set. It's got this piece, which you're going to cut out 4 times, and that's going to create our shadow box. And then you've got, who said that?
Kelly.
Kelly, I agree. I think it's really fun. This is a little label set. You've got a little bit of like a leafy sprig, and then you've got a stem here, you've got flower centers here, and then you've got your little bloom right there. So we're gonna play with that. And then,
Robin says hello.
hi Robin. I'll introduce the other products as we go along. So I used the main die. I used it with the BrutusMonroe aged wagon paper, and I'm gonna pull a piece of that out so you can see. Actually, I'll just show you the piece that I've got cut out. I just want to hold it up to the camera a little closer so you can see. It's really fun. It's got this texture to it that looks like wood grain. I have to figure out which way to go when there we go. Sorry, getting used to where the camera is. Yes, so you can see there's little wood grain patterns in there. And so I thought it would be fun to make it look kind of more like a wooden frame. So we're going to use those. And like I said, we need to cut that out 4 times. So let's start with that. Let's go ahead and start with these. Now, there's a flap here that's long and skinny. And then you see there's this little flap on the end. And you don't want to bend that. And I'll show you the reason why as we go on. This paper is called Aged Wagon, and it also comes in white, and the white is called, I just have to look at the white one. The white one is called Farmhouse Grain. So go ahead and grab your creasing tool, and then you're just going to score it. Well, it's scored already. You're going to actually bend it in. So Darren will put up a link that will have all of the products that I use today in one. So you'll be able to just click on the one link and it'll take you to everything that you need to know. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and glue. I'm going to use Barely Art glue. You want a nice, a nice sticky glue. I lose my pen so often. Okay, so that seems like a pretty good amount. And we're going to be using this glue a lot for this project, so keep it handy. So I'm just going to bend that in, bend that over, and then that gives me a chance to go over it one more time. I'll set that to the side. And now we'll just do the same thing with all 4 pieces. So has everybody got their Mother's Day projects going or done? I miss making Mother's Day cards. I should make one for my mother-in-law. I'm terrible about that. It won't get to her in time already, I can tell you, because she's in Canada, but my own mother was always so gracious too about my mother-in-law is, by the way, as well, But my mother was one of my favorite people to ever give gifts to because she was the most gracious gift receiver I ever knew. And my dad was another story. My dad would tell you flat out if he didn't like something. He had no problem with that. He had no filter when it came to that. He'd just tell you right straight up. Good man, sweetheart of a man, but yeah, not my favorite person to buy gifts for. I will say that. All right. Am I missing any comments, Darren?
Not yet, no.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not doing all the talking too much. So we'll just keep on moving. Now, if you decide you want to make a patterned frame, you're going to want to make sure that you have the patterns all going in the right direction. So you're going to want to look at your corners and just kind of go, okay, I need a piece that goes this way, this way, this way, and this way, and cut it out accordingly. I haven't attempted that yet, but I am really loving this cute little die. So I'm pretty sure I'll be making several of these. And you will see why they're really fun and really simple. All right, we'll set that guy aside, and we're on our last little piece for our frame. And I'll say the score lines are nice and deep, so I'm not having any trouble getting them lined up straight. And this cardstock is a little thicker than some, so it's nice to know that they are that deep. Okay, let's get this last little guy glued. Okay, so now we're just going to open them up a little bit. And we are going to, let's do 2 of them at a time actually. Let's open 2 of them. So the way it's going to line up is that you want all of the corners to line up. You've got 2 sides, so there's going to be one side that has the crease line and one that doesn't. And since they're all going to fit into each other, they'll all end up on the correct side. So you can kind of lay them out ahead of time if you're a little unsure, as it is a new set for you. It's a new set for me too. I've only put one together just to see how it worked, so anything could happen. Let's see, which side do I have here? Do I have that going the right way? Okay, let's try that. No, it's got to go this way. So you want it to be so that it's going to go like this. No, it's going to go like this. Sorry. I told you, I've only done one of them. So you're going to want the angle to go on the same side so that you have that to build into. You'll be able to kind of see as you're going along. But just double check you're right before you start gluing. So you're going to put a pretty generous amount of glue on the little tab, and then you're going to glue on the inside close to the edge. And the first time I put one together, I was a little too stingy with the glue. Obviously, you don't want to flood it with glue because you don't want it seeping out everywhere. But I'll show you how much glue I have on here. I was fairly generous, you can see. All right, so we want to put this, we're going to kind of let it attach to that, push it in, and then we're going to kind of position it so that we make that corner. We don't want there to be a gap, so you may have to hold it from both sides. And we're gonna sit here for just a minute. All right, so I think that's gonna be okay now. I think we've got that pretty well on there. So now we're gonna do the very same thing on this next little section. All right, so we wanna make sure we've got our angle going the right way. What was that?
Sally said we make t-shirts with the kids, handprints. This year we're making doing aprons.
Oh, Kelly, that sounds fun. Making t-shirts and making
t-shirts with their handprints.
Making t-shirts with handprints. Oh, I get it. Okay, that sounds fun. I know I've got some cute little neighbor girls that live up the street. I was thinking I might have them come over so that we can make a card for their mom. I don't get a lot of girl time because I have boys. Okay, so that one, you can see I got a little bit too much glue there. This glue does dry clear, but I think I'm just going to take the end of my crease tool and kind of just clean that up a little bit. Maybe. Fingernail might be just as good. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to do our last piece. And so we're going to be gluing both at the same time, I think. Remember, you want plenty, but not crazy amount. And then we'll do the same thing to this piece. Get it ready to go. Until I don't have my glasses on, I couldn't see the little hole to put that back in. Okay, so we're just gonna do the same thing we did with the other sides. It's just that we're going to kind of have to do them at the same time. So, we just need to really make sure we've got it in there nice and snug. You don't want to see any spaces in the corners. And then I kind of pushed that in a little too far. I could feel that I did it, but I didn't want to mess with the glue drying, so we'll just poke that right back up. All right. And mine might be a little wonky. I'm still getting used to this die, and that's okay. So we want to see which side has the fold lines. It looks like it's this side. So this is the side that's going to be a little bit prettier. So we'll use this side for our project. Look how fun. We just made a frame out of paper. I think that's so cool. I feel like I just want this one. Maybe I'm going to give this one more try to get it a little bit tighter. All right, and I should tell you, this die does come in two sizes. So there's this cute little square, and then there's also one that's more of an A2 size. I'm not sure of the exact measurements, but that from just the glance that I saw of it, it looked like that to me. Okay, so now we're going to add to the back of this, we're going to add a little piece of acetate. And I'm just going to use some of my tape for that. You know, don't know if I care if that shows or not. Let me decide. Hang on one sec. This is the back, so you have to decide if you care that much, if it shows. I didn't think about that too much. I think we don't care because I think we can always add a piece of cardstock to the back. So I'm kind of securing the corners that much more since we're going to cover that up anyway. First, before I do that, I almost forgot, we need to put our little window on this. So let me point out how I got that. So this window is from the BrutusMonroe set, Kind Blossoms. Hi, Tina. We've got Kind Blossoms stamps, and then we've got Kind Blossoms coordinating dies. And so this window is from the die set. And I went ahead and cut it out already. And then I just cut off the bottom so that we can just use this part on our window. I think my window is a little bit crooked, but you know what? That's okay. That is okay. All right. So I'm just going to use a little bit of glue right along the edge because it's a pretty tight fit for that window. I'm trying to decide the way it looks the least crooked. Well, let's try it this way. See if we got that on there good. So I'm going to adjust that just a little bit while the glue is still wet. That will definitely show up where I'm a little crooked though. Okay, now I'm just going to take a little piece of clear acetate, if I can pick it up, and I'm going to put that along the back. And then let's put a little piece of cardstock behind that. So I love C color cardstock because it just looks good with everything. So when in doubt, C is a good choice most of the time. It's nice neutral. And we'll see if this fits. I'm thinking that's about 4x4 on the back, so and we might need to cut it down slightly just because it is, I think, exactly 4x4. So we'll just go 3 7/8. Yes, thanks, Darren. Sorry, threw you a little curveball. And I was going to use this color for, maybe I should just use this color. Let me see. Oh, that might be a different. That's from my scrap box, so who knows what color that is. No. So I'm just going to use a little piece of C for that instead, too. So we're just going to grab this die really quick, and I'm going to grab the label. And so that was this cute little label. And look at how, I can't wait to show you everything, how it all fits together, because this set works so well with this set. So we're going to, look, that label's going to fit right there in just a minute. It's like the perfect size. You couldn't have planned it like that any better. Okay, so now let's get our back on our, yeah, you can see where it's a little crooked, but that's okay. We're gonna just get the back put on our window die. Now we're not gonna want anything right there because it'll show. So we're just going to put our adhesive along the sides where it won't be seen. So it looks like it may take me a little bit of practice to get these straight, but I think that they are so cute. It's definitely worth the time it takes to do so. And what a fun little gift. Excuse my dogs. Okay, so now we can add that. Excuse the goings on in the background. Okay, well, if it were straight, it would look a little better, but who knows if I even cut that straight. We'll focus on the rest of this for now. Okay, so now we've got our window ready to go. We can go on to the next part. I'm just going to return that right to its little spot on its cardboard so that I know that
Anne-Marie says hi.
Hi, Anne-Marie. How are you? So now I'm just going to pull out my Misty for a second and we'll get our little window box going. If you guys were watching earlier today, Christopher was live with a new product for the stick and stamp mat. It's called the blending, what is it called, Darren?
Stick and stamp blending buddy.
Blending Buddy, that's what it was. Okay. So let's just stick this right here. The Blending Buddy will make it so that you don't stain your mat like I did. So definitely worth checking into. Check out that video. All right. So now, see how easy that made that? I could just stick it right on there and it didn't go anywhere. We're just going to use some Raven ink on that.
Anne-Marie said, glad to catch you live and asked how you doing.
Anne-Marie, I am doing pretty good. How about yourself? I'm glad you caught us live too. As always, I like to get a nice, crisp image, so I'm going to stamp this a few times. Okay, that looks pretty good.
Anne-Marie said doing good, waiting for the cold weather to leave Michigan.
Oh, yes. Oh, you know what? Wait till you see all of the fun things in the May inspiration box. I can't say anything, but I can tell you that it will make you ready for warm weather for sure. We've got our little flower box stamped. We just need to cut it out. And I will tell you, we have grass on this set too that's really cute. But because we're going to mostly be covering it, I didn't stamp it because most of this is going to be covered. So I just went ahead and die cut it. So this is the die cut of the grass. Okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this whole set back in and out of the way. Okay, so now, oh, I can't do the whole set because we still have this to do. So I just need to cut out our cute little flower box. So give me 2 seconds to do that. So we've got that die cut. We can put this die to bed for now. All right, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of color to this. I'm just going to use a little bit of this tri-blend marker. This is the green turquoise blend. And I'm not going to add a lot, just adding a little bit of color to it, just a tiny bit, just in the shadows. And I'm not even worrying if I've got a full solid straight line. I'm just mostly trying to add a little bit of depth. So I think that will do. So we can add this to our little window box. And I think we'll just go ahead. I think I'll use glue on this. I think it will hold better. And I'm just going to go along the bottom right here. And then maybe the sides of the flower box. But you know what? Now that I think about it, let's put the grass. Let's put the grass on it right now before we attach it. Okay, so we're going to Need to decide about how far up we want that grass. And that's one of the nice things about this is you can kind of mess with it. You don't have to have it tall grass, or you can have it tall grass. You got some options there. I think we'll do ours about right there. And we may need to add, I think I'm going to add those to mostly the middle. So I think we're okay doing that. Let's get that as close to centered as we can on our little crooked frame. Okay. So now we can build all of our fun flowers on there. But we've also got this cute little label. Let's put the label on first so that we don't, or do we want to put it over the top of flowers? Let me check something really quick. So we can tuck some flowers in the front and we can tuck some flowers in the back. We've got some fun options there. We can even have some going down along the front, but this is what I need to check. I think it would be covered. So I'm going to put that on first. Okay. Now that I had a little dialogue there with myself. Do you guys have design dialogue with yourselves? Do you talk to yourselves when you're crafting? Darren will tell you, yep, I do.
I often ask her what.
Yeah, Darren's always asking me what, and I'm like, talking to myself. Okay, now I'm just taking this little sentiment.
It says all the time.
Oh, good, Anne Marie. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So this little sentiment is from the Bountiful Blooms inspiration box. It's from the conversation clippings. What was that?
Tina says yes.
Oh, good, Tina. All right, I'm in good company. You guys are awesome. Glad I'm not the only one that does that.
So does Kelly.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's a crafter thing, guys. Perfect. Okay. So now we can start adding some of our flowers and our greenery. So I cut these ones out from the Sizzix set, from the shadow box set. And then let's take this little extra piece out of there. And then these little flowers are also from that set. And then let's just go ahead and glue. I glued all the centers but one, just so you could see the centers are also part of that set. Makes sense that they would be, right? So all of these are from the Sizzix set. Now I did take the smaller flower center to use with the Fabulous Florals, which is our BrutusMonroe set that we have. One of my favorites, I might add, if you haven't already heard me say that. So I've got these ones from the Fabulous Florals, and that set looks like this. Yours will be packaged differently. This was the sample, so it wasn't packaged the same way. And then I just threw it on a magnetic sheet and put it in my own little protector. And then these little dies, so you've got this die here and this die here are the ones that I used. Okay? And you can see there's tons. You could use all kinds of these. These would look really cute in this little box. These are cute. These are cute. So there's several options open. You can see why I said that they play well together, right? All right, now bear with me while I kind of arrange this. So let's put them, I'm gonna have one going out of the box in the front. Aren't they cute? I love them too. I am a sucker for flowers. Big time. They just never get old, you know? Now maybe we'll have another one. I don't want it to cover the sentiment at all. That's a pet peeve of mine. And then we need one more maybe in the back. Okay, so we've got kind of the base there. Now I might use glue dots just so I can move the flowers around a little bit. But once I know where they go, I definitely think glue is your best bet. All right, so let's Add a glue dot there. Oops. Added it a little high. So I think we'll put this one right down in the center. A little lower center, I should say. And then let's put these ones kind of on the sides. Hopefully there's enough there to attach to, right? Now I'll put this guy the opposite side. All right, so there's a good foundation there. And the glue dots are nice because you can kind of slip things under them still. You know what I mean? Still got room under the petals. So like we can do something like this here. Put one of these here. And if you're really delicate about it, you can kind of flip it around a little bit. A piercing tool is a good thing to have handy when you're working with little intricate die cuts, especially if you're arranging them still. All right, so now let's add some more of our little flowers.
Cindy said this is so cute.
Isn't it fun, Cindy? It's a fun one to make. I'm telling you, I think I'm gonna be making a lot of these. And it would work with so many different sets. And you don't have to make a window. You can make whatever you want, but I think the window's really fun. Let's see, let's put this guy in the front. And then let's add this last little pink one. Maybe oh, that's where it's going because it's stuck. That's okay. And then we'll add a little bit of the a little bit more with our, I think we'll just use glue on these. I think I've got a good enough idea of where we're at with this that we can use glue. And frankly, these are so little, it's easier.
Luisana says hi.
Hi, Luisana. How are you doing?
Donna said cute flowers.
Isn't this fun? We've got a mix of die sets going here. We've got a BrutusMonroe one, the Kind Blossoms, and then we've got the Sizzix Shadow Box die set, which comes with the biggest flower that you see here. All right, I think we'll just add that last little flower and we will pretty much have it. We covered a lot of our window. You don't have to come up quite as high as I did. You can if you want to, or you can just mess with it your own way. So there we have our cute little shadow box. And it was so simple. So I feel like it might need a little piece of twine or something around it. What do you guys think? Let's just put a little piece of twine. I haven't decided if it needs white or black. So let's look and see. So we've got a lot of white on this, with the window and the...
Putting on your glasses.
Yeah. Darren's telling me I need to wear my glasses. Do we want it all the way around or do we just want to add a little bow? I think we might just want to add a little bow. Let's look and see. So let's just do, let's do a double bow. So I'm just tying it around my fingers twice. and slipping it through. Oh, I need a little bit more twine. So I'm just going to, let me do that slower. I'm going around my finger like a figure 8 and then wrapping it around and then just kind of finding my way to the middle. This is a good way to make your thread look just a little bit thicker without getting too bulky. I have big fingers. I think I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Emery, it took me some practice to get where I am with bows too. So that one was good to show you how to do it, but this one is a little smaller, so it might be hard to see, but I like my bows a little bit smaller than that for this. All right. Yeah, see, that's a cute little bow. That one's better sized for this, I think. I definitely do not have dainty little hands. You can definitely tell. I'm not a dainty little person. So we can put it there. We can put it there. I kind of like it up there too. I think we're gonna put it there. What do you guys think? And then just for kicks, let's just tie a black one and see if we like the black one or the white one better. I have a little pile of these, of course not handy for when I change my mind. I don't know how many of these I've tied and then said, nah, never mind. All right, so we will trim that down. And I think I kind of like the black one better. What do you guys think? I think it stands out a little bit more. So we can just use a glue dot for that. Glue works, glue dots work, whatever you have handy. Looks like I need to trim this side a little bit to even them out. All right, and then maybe we need a couple little jewels. What do you guys think? I got these little pearls. Maybe we'll see if they look good. If not, we'll just skip them. Yeah, I think it needs them. If I can get it off my finger. Okay, let's go ahead and add those. I'm definitely gonna get my detail grabber out. And that one's just gonna be the oddball flower that has the center going the other way.
Said, wow, that's a lot of pearls you have there.
Yeah, it is a lot of pearls. And
you don't know the half of it.
Darren says you don't know the half of it, Louisana. I do have a few pearls there. That one was a no-go. Let's just stick it here. It's easier sometimes to just flip them. I'm telling you, this is again.
This is such a cute project.
Oh, thank you, Tina.
Right. Said now she wants to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah? How much time have you got? It is a Tic Tac container. Apparently, I like to use my gum containers and my Tic Tac containers for my crafty items.
Kelly said this turned out so adorable.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. So I'm not really stressing about the excess glue too much because that will dry clear. Louisana is the bomb. I'm telling you. She is a sweetheart, and she's one of those crafters that has no problem helping you with things. Those are my favorite type of crafters, are those people who aren't afraid to share their knowledge and their gifts with everyone. And then you could put something cute back there. You could put a little treat if you had that down a little lower. You can do all kinds of things. Like I said, this is only the second one I've made, so I'm just scratching the surface of what you can do with it. But I'm definitely happy I got this die because this is really fun. All right, so this is about the size. It might help to see it held up. It's about 4 inches square. And you know what? It'd be cute to just stick it on the front of a card. You could still make it a card front if you are wanting a card. Sorry, I have to go this way. But super fun, super easy, and available at the BrutusMonroe store. So thank you so much. I will have something new for you next week. I can even give you a little heads up. It's going to have to do with the May inspiration box. So I will see you on Wednesday, and thanks for joining me today, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.